to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms, in your own story, in your own narrative. Beloveds, we just saw, them assassinate the Haitian president live. Now, he was US backed. He had overstayed his term. He was trying to play politics and, he was a puppet, literally, allegedly, according to me, in my own humble opinion. But they've taken him out. And the thing is, it's crazy because this is the second melanated president that they have literally taken out. They were more subtle with Magufuli, but with the Haitian president, it's just blatant, gunmen coming into his presidential palace and taking him out. But beloveds, why do I share this? Because as I told you, the world is a stage, the world is a theater. You see, we are approaching an economic collapse. And with that economic collapse, the only way that they can make money is to go to war. And so you are going to see this whole Haitian situation with the president turn into an excuse to invade one country or another. Some were saying the DEA was involved. Others were saying that there was some Spanish people who could have been from Venezuela. Could it be they're already trying to create the narrative to give them the excuse, like they did with Gaddafi in Libya, like they did with Saddam Hussein in Iraq. It's all about destabilization and giving themselves an excuse because it's the same team that is in the White House right now. And it's funny that it's the White House controlling the world when you think of all the dynamics of everything that is going on. And so, beloveds, what we should see now is they are setting the stage for war. Even with the rhetoric of the Chinese president and how he came at the world saying, no one will ever humiliate us again and blah, blah, blah. Maybe I'll even do a separate show on that. And, it's all rhetoric that is leading in one direction. And so where should our minds and hearts be right now? Because it's like everything is being thrown at us. Pandemic. Economic crisis, job crisis, and then now the potential of war. Because this is our greatest season, beloveds, and they're trying to take that away from us. And so with everything that's happened with the, Haitian president being assassinated, what I would say, beloveds, is this should be another warning. This is like another signpost on the road that we're approaching their final act. And so we should be prepping. We should be getting out of their cities. We should be selling our heavy or expensive, assets, moving into smaller homes if we can, moving back to the motherland, and not just back to the cities in the motherland, because that's just as much Babylon, but looking to move to a remote area where we can ride the wave and ride the storm. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Welcome back, beloveds, to Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. How you doing? How's everything going? By the way, we have started a relocation service for anyone who is seriously considering relocating to the motherland, and you need, tips and special, just a hand, your hand to be held kind of situation, and to just know someone on the continent. Definitely consider joining our family on Patreon, or even subscribing to our channel, where we will be releasing videos on making your relocation journey a success. The links are down below. But now, beloveds, I was talking about the Haitian president. Why did they take him out? He was US backed. Some say he was, you connected somehow to the CIA. We did see his wife being rushed to Miami for treatment. But what's going on? We have to recognize, beloveds, that there's a lot that's also happening on the spiritual dimension. And the countries that we're seeing a lot of action, South Africa, with everything that's happened with the Zulu nation and then Zuma being arrested and all these things going on. And then Haiti, one of the most powerful revolutionary spirit nations. I mean, seriously, that still has that black power, highly active and has been totally compromised and fought, beaten down. But they still have that revolutionary spirit. So why is this happening now? It's because they're setting the stage, whether it's about Haiti or not. It might not even be about Haiti. It might be about their bigger game plan in the South, Latin American area, beloveds. But it's not up for us. All this should tell you is they are getting ready to make some major moves. And what we need to be doing as a people is getting out of the way, because it's not us, it's not our monkeys and it's not our circus, literally. Because you see, literally every leader right now across the world, beloveds, but every melanated leader is compromised in one way or another, or doesn't fully get the program, or is playing the game. But they know what game is being played, not just against the melanated nations, but against the whole world. And it's it's more dangerous to be a leader right now than to be anything, to just be a normal citizen. Because they're really, the leaders now are towing the line. If you don't toe the line, you get taken out. And that's the thing that we were saying. Regardless of whether the Haitian president was compromised, he stayed longer, he was involved in this, whatever. It's not about that. It's about this, the ease in which our leaders and our presidents are taken out. Imagine if 2 European presidents had been taken out within the space of barely 6 months into the year. Would it have been this, laissez-faire kind of reaction? And nothing just happens. Everything is a script. Everything is orchestrated. It's like at that level, everyone is literally an actor, beloveds. But what this means is we need to get out of the way, which means we need to have our food stocked. We need to rely on the government as little as possible. Make sure you know how to meet your health needs. You know how to meet your food needs. You're growing your own food. You're not in the major cities. Because so much is about to be rolled out, beloved. And, there is a coming economic collapse. There's so many channels that are talking about that. And whenever we see, the divided states in recession, we always see all of a sudden war comes, because war is money. These are perilous times, beloveds, and the narrative is getting so confusing and so crazy. So really, there's no better time to create your own narrative, to move to the beat of your own drum, which is why I've been advocating prep. Make sure you have food for at least 90 days, water for at least 90 days. Watch the prepping shows. If you're deep in the city and you can't get out, get a grab and go bag. Because, sugar is about to hit the fan. And there will be many distractions that will try and keep people from knowing how serious the situation is. Already, there's so many distractions happening. It's like the world's a stage. And all these, different movies. And the greatest disadvantage to us right now is that we're all connected. Which means, because I was seeing someone from Africa saying, "Oh my God, I'm so distraught at the Haitian president's assassination." Very sad, whatever. But it's just like your emotions are being pulled all the way from Africa, where you need your emotions and everything to do what you need to do where you are, all the way to another side of the world, for a puppet and a scenario that's been done just to do that. Don't allow your energy to be pulled from one direction to another at such a time as this. Recognize the game that's being played, beloveds, and get out. Spiritually, even if you can't move physically, do it spiritually first. These are perilous times. And the assassination of the Haitian president should warn us that things are now accelerating. Serious moves are about to be made, beloveds. But remember, the show only goes on for as long as we're watching the show. We need to reach a point where we don't even know if the show is playing. We're just in our own world. And I know many, it's just too unrealistic for them to make that transition. But please, beloveds, if you can, get out of the show. Stop watching and start creating your own, your own reality, so that you don't find yourself a sitting duck. If you were prepping for before, continue. Every time you go to the supermarket, pick up 2 or 3 extra things, because inflation is here. The prices are going up. So the price you bought water for this time won't be the price you buy it for next time. So just plan ahead, because they're trying to catch everyone flat-footed. What happens to our leaders from here on out, unfortunately, is not as critical as what we're doing for ourselves, how we're organizing ourselves on an individual and community level. Tuko pamoja.